All right, so I'm going to show you guys some of the backyard methods of checking out your AC system. This is I believe it's a 96 Honda. We'll look up here on the engine label and find out. Typically you can find the year on the underhood label. I'm not finding it very easily. Probably you guys have seen it by now and going, hey, it's right there. So anyway, you look on the underhood label, find the year of the car so you know what it is. This one's a 96. You know, look on the door. So if you don't see, sometimes the door you can't see it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can check this stuff. So what we've had is the AC in this car has been slowly losing its freon, and you know that because all of a sudden it's not getting cold inside the car, and you notice when the car is sitting and idling that the compressor is cycling, which that means that the compressor is turning on and it's turning back off, it's turning on, turning back off. That means it's usually low on freon. So that's usually the normal things that what it is. And this is just backyard method, showing you guys how to fix this stuff. So the next thing what I do is my flashlight's dead. Next thing what I do is, since I know it's leaking freon somewhere, is I'll take a look at all the hoses. You look at the hoses here and you don't see any oil leaks out of there. If there's oil leaking, that usually means that there's freon also leaking. And again, this is the backyard method. If you had a shop, you would use a spectrum analyzer, and you'd actually be checking for fumes coming out of there by using this little machine that goes beep beep, and it finds the leaks. So, but if you don't have that at home, the best way to do that is to look at your hoses, and look what we found here. The high pressure hose has some oil residue around it. So, and you can kind of see the oil is going down. So what leaks out with the oil, again, is the gas, the freon gas, and it leaks usually a little bit faster than the oil does. So usually if there's an oil leak, okay, then you've got a freon leak. So it's a little bit of guesswork, okay, but you know, as to going to this hose, I've looked online and on like Amazon, or not Amazon, but on eBay, you can order this hose here for like $20. So, and you know, a can of Freon's what, $8 or $9 or whatever it is. So let's just say you wasted and it didn't work, and you wasted, you know, $30. You know, labor rate's 100 and some odd an hour. So, you know, if you guess a little bit and you make a mistake, you're really still going to be ahead. So I'm going to guess that this is leaking. I'm pretty sure I'm right. The other thing that I look at too is if you don't see any leaks or any oil leaks around the hoses, then what you do is you look around where the seal would be on the compressor, and it might actually have a compressor leak because you can see there's some oil residue there as well. But the cheap and easy fix is going to be the hose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and replace this hose first, and then if it doesn't leak after that, then I'm good. But if it does leak after that, then it's probably going to have to be the compressor. And obviously, if this hose right here has a little bit of oil residue, it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but you can kind of see like almost a little bit of a puddle around this part of the hose right here where the flashlight's at. And if it's got that much oil coming out of it, it's probably leaking Freon pretty good. So that's usually how I go around and test the Freon. Now, sometimes you're going to be wrong. Sometimes it's going to be like a leak inside the car somewhere, some difficult place. But most of the time, it's the simple and easy way, simple and easy problem. You know, something like a hose, something like a compressor leaking. And usually if the compressor's leaking, you'll see a lot of oil residue around where the seal is, around near where the belt goes around, because there's a seal behind there, and if that seal starts to leak a little bit of oil, it's usually leaking Freon as well. So those are the basic little backyard way to check your AC. And then if you're going to go ahead and fix it yourself, remember this can be under pressure, so you want to release the pressure out first, by pushing the Schrader valve. It's like a bicycle tire. I'm not going to tell you to do this legally. You probably should use a recovery system, but if you were in some place where you didn't really care, you could just push that Schrader valve out, release all the Freon, and either side. This is the high pressure side, and the low pressure side's got the larger diameter tube. And the high pressure side always has the smaller diameter tube, and it goes to this little thing called the evaporator here, and or condenser. Duh, backwards. Evaporator's inside the car, condensers right here. So if you just go ahead and push that button down, it'll actually release the Freon out and get it down to a low enough pressure, and then slowly take off the bolts to here, and be careful, and wiggle it. When it gets near all the way out, not when it's already loose, kind of wiggle the hose around a little bit, make sure all the pressure is released, if there is any. You might not have any. That might be the reason why your AC isn't working. So by the book, you should always replace your receiver dryer, but backyard, most of the time, receiver dryer still works. These guys will tell me, I'll get a lot of hate for saying that, but most of the time it still works just fine, and you can just replace the hose. And backyard way, you could actually just put Freon in it, and it'll probably work. Now, really, I would highly recommend, if you're going to do that, to go ahead and get one of those. Harbor Freight has these vacuum motors that they sell. It's a little thing you hook up. They're like $20 or something like that. I don't know. They're really, really, very, very, very cheap. Hooks up to an air hose, and it will suck the air out of the low side. You always hook that up to the low side, and you just suck all the air out of it. And what it does is that creates a vacuum inside these lines, and then so that any water vapor that's inside the system will turn to any water will turn to water vapor and actually exit through that vacuum. So that's the right way to do it, and then go ahead and fill it after that. But if you were in a pinch, maybe you didn't really care, maybe it's an old car, maybe it's something that you don't care if it's got some contaminants in there. The contaminants will eventually start to wear out the system, but if you don't really care, you could probably just put Freon in it, work just fine. So anyway, that's a little bit of backyard method of doing your AC and diagnosis and repair. It's really not a hard thing to fix, and it'd be nice to have air conditioning again. And those guys who keep their windows cracked, just so you know, your gas mileage is not as good. It's better with the AC on. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please put those below. Good or bad, we love to hear it. And anybody watching the video, be sure to look at those comments and re-comment them, or say thanks, or whatever, if somebody gives you some good information or bad information. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.